It may interest you to know that there are a lot of people who are struggling with pornography, and many don't know the side effects or the implications of pornography. I did a video on the effects of pornography, so please do take a look at it, and I'll leave it on the end screen so that you can take a look. You can actually watch and be empowered. Number one, masturbation. Whoever watches pornography always ends up masturbating. Pornography and masturbation are like cousins, are like sisters. They can't do without each other. In fact, you can't be watching pornography and not masturbating, and you can't be masturbating without watching pornography. That is how good they are together. So if you find yourself always masturbating and having these images in your head, or videos in your head, or scenes, sexual scenes in your head, then you are a porn addict. Point number two, you can't stop no matter what you try doing. No matter how many times you say, I'm not going to watch porn anymore, by the time you're scrolling on the internet and you see a lady's boobs out, or you see a man's crotch, all your eyes are fixed on it, and immediately you have this picture that comes into your head and makes you crave for it. So this is it. You cannot stop no matter how many times you try. It's very difficult. And even while you're with your spouse, it's so difficult because you think that your spouse is not doing it rightly, as what you see in the videos. And that leads us to the third point: no satisfaction with spouse. Anyone who is involved in pornography never enjoys sexual intercourse with their spouse. They want to be adventurous, they want to go out of their morals, they want to start involving with sex toys in sex position, maybe in anal sex, maybe in some funny form of strangulating sex, maybe in threesomes, maybe in bisexuality, maybe in homosexuality, because of what they have seen in the videos. And no matter what their spouse does to satisfy them, it's never enough, because they would always crave for what they saw in the videos or on the pornographic content and what plays in their mind. That is what their desire is, to satisfy those fetish, those desires that can't allow them to sleep. Because even while they are sleeping on the bed, day or night, those images keep running through their subconscious. Number four is that you want more pornographic content. You're never satisfied with the pornographic content that you have. You invest in them, you buy more, you subscribe to more channels, to more platforms where you can get more. And even though it's not changing you, it's not making you better, even though your relationship is going haywire, it's not working, your marriage is not working, you are in it day and night looking for something that doesn't exist, or something that is delusional, something that is fictional. Remember, those in pornography, those who act as pornographic channels are acting, and there's a lot of editing that is done on the bodies of those who are acting. There's a lot of penis enlargement, there's a lot of boobs enlargement, ass enlargement, there's a lot of editing of a woman's vulva, of a man's crotch. A lot of things are being edited. So that is why I say it is something that is a fiction, it's something that is not real. Because nobody has that perfect body like what you would see in a porn movie. Remember, they are there to make money. They are there to get you hooked. They are there to get you subscribing and satisfying their financial needs, so you spend and spend. Number five, you don't find your spouse physically attractive. I mean, you've been with your spouse for this amount of years, and all of a sudden, you think her boobs are sagging. All of a sudden, you think his manhood is small. You think his balls are too small. All of a sudden, you want a man with hairy chest. All of a sudden, you start wanting a man from a different race. All of a sudden, you start, no matter what your spouse wears, you are only focused on the image, the edited image, the fictional image that you saw on this pornographic picture or on this pornographic video. Number 6 is you can't be productive in the things that matter. You lose track of time. What happens is you spend so much time looking for satisfaction while watching pornographic movies or while looking at this pornographic content, also while masturbating, also while wishing your desires be satisfied, your fetish be satisfied, and you lose track of time. In the meantime, if you're a student, you can't get to do your assignment, you can't fulfill deadlines. In fact, you're always behind in time. You always end up procrastinating. Stuff that matter, places where you need to go that matter, you don't take them seriously because your mind is so focused on that, on being alone, continuing that movie, keep looking or keep staring at that picture because it's on your mind. Number 7 is you lose interest in having sex with your spouse. Having sex with your spouse will be like you're not in the mood, you never initiated. Sometimes when your spouse comes towards you, you're only thinking like, what's the point? What's the point? You know, she would do it, he would do it, and it's not the same. It's not what I want. So you end up causing your spouse to be depressed, bringing down their self-esteem because of your selfish desire. Number 8 is you start having sex in the dream. You start having wet dreams. And I explained that in detail in the video I did on effects of pornography. So please watch. When you're having sex in a dream, it's not good. When you're having wet dreams or you ejaculate, it's not good. Number 9 is you lose a lot of money. You lose a lot of money while buying or subscribing for more pornographic content. And if you have multiple sexual partners, which is actually due to loss that is generated or sprung up from pornography, you end up having a lot of sexual infections, bladder infections or STIs, and you constantly be at the hospital or taking drugs. So this is how your money is going to be draining. In fact, the lifestyle becomes very costly because it's a journey with no end. It's a tunnel that doesn't have an end. And this leads us to number 10, and which is linked to number 9, that you become lustful and you have multiple partners. If you're married, your spouse, and you start believing that your spouse can satisfy you, and the truth is, even if you meet the next man or the next woman, you will still be thinking they can satisfy you. You move from one person to another, beginning to ask people, how good are you in bed? Can you do this? How is your size of this? Can you do this position? You will just keep moving from one person to another. And the truth is, you will end up having sex without protection because you want to mimic what you see in the porn content, because most of these porn movies or porn videos are without condoms. So you want to be in that scene or mimic what you see. So that's also a reason why you will end up spending so much money at the hospital treating infections and STIs. Number 11 is that you cannot focus. You're always distracted. If you're a student in school and your professor is teaching or your lecturer is teaching, if you're somebody who is working in an industry, you're working on machines, if your job requires focus, if your activities of the day requires your brain, your attention, your focus, you always be distracted. You will never be able to produce good quality results. You will always be distracted. Even while watching TV, you know, images will keep flashing into your head. While you're in churches, images will keep flashing in your head. Even while you're in front of a business partner, a destiny helper, these images will keep passing in your head. And when people look at you and they see these glaring eyes, that means that you are not focused on their conversation. They know you are not serious. And this could cause you to lose a lot of opportunities in life because you are not focused. You know, you're easily distracted. When somebody says stay here, all you are doing is you're trying to go through your phone to catch up with the current picture that has been posted on that site, the new video that has been posted of your favorite porn star, and that is a repeated cycle, a journey that has no end. Number 12 is you develop anger issues. Anger issues with your spouse. You get easily irritated, especially if you don't have the content to satisfy your present desire. Actually, the video that you're watching is not able to satisfy what's on your mind, or the sex position you had in your dream. It becomes totally upside down for you. Your spouse irritates you no matter what he or she does. You know, you don't even want to have sex with them because you know you're going to get angry. You don't want to have intimacy with them because you know it's a waste of time, and it's not good. And the last point is you love to be alone. You will do anything to be alone. You love solitude, and during that time, depression will sink in and your self-esteem will be shattered. Depression will sink in, and the only thing on your mind is that you want to get to be alone so that you can ejaculate and relieve yourself from the stress or this anxiety of satisfying this fetish. So, if you enjoyed my content, please do subscribe, like, and share. And do support my channel with your super thanks, with your love, and with a lot more. Remember, I love you. Remember, I love you because if not for you, I wouldn't have gotten this far. Trust me, I appreciate your love, your comments. I also want to get here in the comment section. So read from you in the comment section how pornography has affected you. Or if you know anybody who has been affected by pornography, please do well to write in the comment section. I would love to learn as well. I love you. Bye-bye.